Players, guys, welcome. Welcome to Sports Plus Life Podcast, episode number 84. I'm going to do something a little different right now. Follow me on Instagram, Sports Plus Life, and Twitter, it's Sports Plus Life. Instagram and Twitter, MRAKACO, Mr. AKACO, and YouTube.com/Sports Plus Life. Follow your boy. Hit the follow button. Hit all the bells. Hit the bells to know when we upload a new video. And go ahead and follow me. Spotify, what else? Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher. There's a lot of them. We're on all of them, except for SoundCloud. Don't get me started. Anyways, we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to digest coming from the weekend, and not to mention, I just thought about it right now. We have fights this weekend. How the hell am I going to fit in all this stuff? I don't know how I'm going to do it. I didn't know how I'm going to do it. Don't worry, I could do it here. I got everything pulled up. I didn't do my homework on the fights coming up this weekend, but there's fights coming up this weekend. Very exciting fights coming up. But we're here to talk about football and fights that happened this last weekend on ABC, and probably single-handedly, but the best individual performance we've ever seen in any cage, any ring. I mean, I couldn't believe it. We'll talk about that for sure. But I want to start out with let's start out with the Chiefs. Chiefs and Browns. Chiefs and Browns put on, it was a very up and down game. It started out with the Chiefs dominating. Chiefs are dominating. Patrick Mahomes is dominating. Patrick Mahomes scored. Ran one in for a touchdown, then ended up throwing one to Travis Kelce. And it kind of died down from there. So that right there is 13 points. And then they ended up scoring 9 points off of field goal. So it didn't be like 22. And then, so it was like 22 to 16, I think, at one point. I think is what it was. But yeah, good game. First half went how I thought it would be. There were some times in there when the Browns could not stop any third downs or fourth downs conversions, and that hurt them, I think, in the end. It did not allow Baker Mayfield in that offense to get in some sort of rhythm. When they did get in a rhythm, the end of that second quarter, going into the half, they fumbled the ball in the end zone for a touchback. And that hurt. I think that one right there hurt them the most because there was a missed opportunity going into the second half. I don't remember if they got the ball back or not, but either way, I mean, that's confidence going into halftime, knowing you're that much closer to the champions and the MVP. But I don't remember what quarter it was. But they ran the same play they scored the first touchdown with. And I don't know what happened. Patrick Mahomes kind of got like Bret Hart bulldogged into the ground. Like the guy had his arm at first. Just taking a quick glance at it, I thought he got choked out. But I've seen that before. I've seen people get choked out like fairly quickly. I've seen it before. Just people just they go like this. They get stiff there. Oh shit, what happened? You've seen it, but especially the way their arm was around the neck, I was like, oh shit. They just choked out the MVP of this league. And then the way he got up, he started stumbling. I goes like, and then my brother's like, look at the replay. And you see his arm kind of stiffen up. Like, oh yeah, something happened. And didn't look like he ever got hit in the back of the head. You never really saw it. But I think it was a neck thing. The way, because you could sit there, your arms are, the arms in there, not enough room for, the helmet and stuff like that to move, even though we never touched. I mean, it was just weird. It was a weird situation, and on comes someone, a name I haven't heard in Jesus. I don't even know how many. Let me just take a look here. How many years? Chad Haney. Right? Was he the one? I don't even. Was that the one from the Bears? Chad Haney. Hold on. Let me take a look here. I'm going to see his. Where's it at? Chad Haney. Holy shit, I haven't seen that. I haven't heard that name in so long. Went to Michigan. Okay. Let me take a look here. before I start messing up his credentials. So Chad Henne got drafted by the Dolphins, right? Then Jacksonville. I mean, he's been with the Dolphins 2008, 2011, and then 2012, 2017, he's with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And then he's been a backup for the last few years since 2018 for the Chiefs. So, I mean, pencil him in for the Hall of Fame already. Jesus, look what he did. And he ended up having to come in. And I was like, who the hell? For some reason, I thought it was like Matt Schraub or something like that. I mean, I didn't expect Chad Henne to come out of there. Maybe even, was it Chase Daniels? Is that the name? Chase Daniels, the guy from Missouri. I was a little shocked. I was a little out of it. For some reason, like Sunday, I was like just out of it. And, I'm just sitting there, just watching. And Chad Henne's out there throwing dimes. He's out there throwing darts, as some of my friends would say. And he looks comfortable. I mean, that's what being in that offense. I mean, he's been there for a few years. He knows the playbook, obviously. But I think a lot of that testament is to also how good Tyreek Hill is, how good that offense is in general. Is it Hardman? Williams, Kelsey, Hill. They all, it's very, I think your offense is a whole lot better if you have someone like Travis Kelsey there. Because Travis Kelsey was just catching everything. That middle of the field belonged to Travis Kelsey. And Travis Kelsey just showed why he could handle black girls. I mean, he swung that dick around and was like, listen, I could handle anything that comes my way. He can get that razor fade, with the part in it. He can go to the barber shop. He knows how to order his haircut. He knows what he wants. And he showed why he's the best tight end in the league, possibly ever. He just showed it. Travis Kelsey, Tyreek Hill is just a different monster. I mean, holy shit. And even with all that said, I mean, I think the Browns did a good job of keeping them within, but not scoring touchdowns too. So in that second, I think, let me pull up the box score here. I'm going to pull it up here because I want to say that, yeah. I mean, they kept them. They only scored 3 points in that second half. The Chiefs only scored 3 points in that second half. And the Browns kind of let it slip out of their hands right there. The Browns kind of let it slip. They did a good job keeping them, at field goals. Only field goals. Touchdowns are very, very important. But I think what it came down to was a little bit of experience. And mostly experience as far as the players go, but also coaching experience. It came down to coaching. Andy Reid knows what he has. Is just smart enough. He's been there before. He's not afraid of the big lights. He's not afraid of the big sandwiches. He'll eat them all up. He'll gobble them all up. And he'll go in there and he'll out-coach you. And that's exactly what it did to an experienced coach like Stefanski, who's never been to the playoffs before. This is the first playoff game he's actually coached. He didn't coach last week, if you guys remember that. So, this definitely came down to coaching. I think ultimately it came down to coaching because the type of plays that Andy Reid was calling down there towards the end was just the absolute utmost faith he had in his players, especially his backup quarterback. I mean, I was so impressed. I just sat there and I was like, what am I watching? What is this? Am I playing Madden? It was great. I was watching the replay right now. It's playing right here in the background of Patrick Mahomes, and I'm looking at it. Yeah, it was like a bulldog. The guy just didn't let go of his neck. It could be. Yeah, it looked like a neck injury, if anything. I know who was it. That was Myles Garrett. I can't tell. But he got up right away, and then he ended up running back to the back. But I watched Chad Henne's trample. That was like 3rd and 20. That was like 3rd and 20. Short of the 1 yard, and then they call that one play Well, they didn't think it was going to be play. Kick it out to Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill just gets the first down, sits down, inbounds, and then does the damn thing. I mean, that's just. I mean, you're out coached. I mean, they just had the better players. I mean, the better experience. That's all it came down to. And the Browns, I mean, let's talk about the Browns. The Browns did pretty well, obviously defensively, holding them to where they did. And I thought Baker Mayfield did really good in that second quarter. Started slinging the ball. Did throw that pick to Tyrann Mathieu. And then, but Jarvis Landry did a good job. I thought the tight ends, Njoku and Hooper, did a great job. I think everyone did a pretty good job. It just was, they couldn't convert those third downs. They couldn't stop those third downs and fourth downs. So I think it just came down to coach and really call playing. I mean, I think they're going to get better from this, which is pretty crazy because 11-5, can they go 12-4? There we say 13-3. Can they win the division? Who knows if Ben Roethlisberger is going to be there? That's going to be a different look in the North because you don't even know if Juju Smith is going to come back. They have a lot of talent there. They have Claypool. They have Connor. Washington. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But they might not have a quarterback. They're not going to put they're going to put the ball in Mason Rudolph's hands, are they? Possibly. They might have to. Take a look at the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, they got beat up. We'll talk about them here in a second. They just announced today that they're going to release Mark Ingram, which isn't going to be a big blow. I'm just going to release cap space. They already have two good running backs, Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins. But I think moving forward for the Browns, it's just nothing but up. They also made themselves, a playoff contender, but not to mention a good destination to go play ball at. A lot of eyes on that exciting team, young team. A lot of eyes are on Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield might be getting a big, big contract here coming soon. Taking that team from 0 wins to 11-5. And I'm not saying that because obviously I'm a Baker. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Yeah, I'm a Baker guy, but the proof is in the pudding. The guy can do it. And we'll see what happens. Will OBJ be back? They didn't need him. It's very obvious they didn't need him. And who knows what they'll add? Maybe offensive line. Because they were, I would say thin, but there were a lot of injuries in the offensive line. Maybe some more defense to get these type of stops on people like the Chiefs. They didn't have Olivier Vernon. Maybe some more linebacker. I mean, the running game was solid, but it got stopped by the Chiefs. There's just probably little tweaks here and there that they could do to take it to the next level. Win the division, maybe a conference championship next year. But the ceiling's high now. I mean, the bar is set. The bar is very, very high. You can't go back from here. Trust me. Listen, I know. Denver Broncos won a Super Bowl. Next year, we just threw a dud. And this is how it is. The bar keeps getting higher and higher. Especially just the way things are. Social media, blah, 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 blah. But Baker Mayfield made a believer out of everyone. The Chiefs are going on to the AFC Championship. I do believe Patrick Mahomes will be playing next week. I mean, what I saw wasn't any. It was they put him in concussion protocol, but I don't think. I mean, honestly, there's nothing I think they can do to keep him away from the game. And they would play in the tough Buffalo Bills. I don't know. Let me take a look here because I don't know if they played each other. I don't think they did, right? They did, and they beat the Buffalo Bills 26-17. So depending on how this looks, I mean, this too could go down to coaching as well. But Josh Allen is that X factor, I guess you would say, for the Bills. Who knows? We'll preview this game later on. Next one, episode 85 of the Sports with Slide podcast. Tune in, follow me. But yeah, great game. But the second game I'm going to talk. First up, let's get the other two anyway. Ravens, Bills. Bills just beat the brakes out of them. They did a good job. I knew this game was going to be a low-scoring game. I figured the Bills were going to do the damn thing. There's something about the Ravens that doesn't impress me. That just they lay duds every now and then. The Bills came out to play. Bills Mafia bringing the tables. The AFC Championship game, a la the Dudley Boys. But the cool thing about that game, by the way, if you guys didn't watch it, I think Lamar Jackson went down in the fourth quarter. I think close to the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter. Who came in for him? I don't remember. Huntley? Was it Huntley? Where the hell? Was he one of the... Let me see here. Tyler Huntley. Where's he from? Like I said, I didn't do my homework. We're doing this on the fly. He went to Utah. Is this his first year? But he came in. I don't remember him scoring yesterday. I don't think he did, right? Yeah, he didn't score a touchdown, but like, I'm trying to remember where he came from. But anyways, what the hell happened to McSorley? McSorley was there. Robin Griffin. By the way, RG3 got released too. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember him playing earlier in the year. Well, all the injury stuff was happening when Lamar had COVID. But yeah, it just was Lamar Jackson got hurt. I didn't even see what happened. A concussion too. He knocked his head. I think that's what it ended up being, right? But anyways, I wasn't going anywhere with the Huntley thing. I just didn't know. I didn't remember who he was. Went to Utah, I guess. But yeah, the running game was bad for them. Passing was kind of there. They just couldn't punch it in. No one over 100 yards. I mean, no one over 5 catches. Willie Snead had the most catches for 25 yards. I mean, that Bills defense just kind of showed out. And not to mention, who was it? Who was the kid? Taron Johnson for the Bills. If you guys remember, I posted it on Instagram, Sports Plus Life, or maybe it was MRAKACO. Go follow it. It's the dude in the combine who was running a drill and got domed in the head. And you know, it was made everyone's like, oh, you know, make fun of him and stuff like that because he got domed in the head in the combine. Not to mention I think he ended up getting benched this year too. He came back, got a pick 6 for 104 yards. 104-yard pick 6. Talk about a 180, you know? Talk about just a good story, good stuff like that. I like seeing shit like that. People who had to overcome adversity, people who thought you weren't going to be worth a shit. Now look at you going to the AFC Championship game against possibly a Patrick Mahomes-less Chiefs. So, and you're a game away from the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of guys probably got picked before you in the draft, but look where you're at, player. You know what I'm saying? Especially Josh Allen. Josh Allen, third year in the league, improved. Now look where he's at. Stephon Diggs had to fight. You know, he was at Minnesota, didn't like where he was at, got traded. Now look at him. Singletary, not to mention Singletary. There's a lot of guys there. Cole Beasley spent all this time in Dallas. Look at where he's at now. So that team, that Buffalo Bills team, is going to be ready to go and beat the brakes off the Ravens. Very excited to watch. I knew it was going to go down that way. I just knew. I'm fucking Nostradamus. I'm AKA Dramus. Like, I just another AKA to the name. Nostradamus. The Rams Packers. Packers beat the brakes off the Rams. It just was going to happen. Aaron Rodgers made Aaron Donald cry home. Try saying that 3 times fast. Aaron Rodgers made Aaron Donald cry home. Just sent him home. Sent them packing. Goff had no business being out there. Couldn't do it. You could tell, man, just the way they were passing. The run was stopped for them. I mean, Aaron Rodgers throwing darts. The guy was just on another level, on another planet. He was just that good. Jalen Ramsey got made look like, Jalen Ramsey was non-existent to Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams did what he wanted to do with that team, with that secondary. I mean, come on. Tonyan was good. Not to mention Dylan came in, did very well. So, I mean, that game went exactly how I thought it was going to go. Nostradamus players. That's how I am, dog. It's who I am. It's how I am. But now they're going to be playing the winner of the last game that was happened Sunday night. Probably the best game of the weekend. The most high-skilled, high-leveled, most physical chess match, checkers game you've ever seen. I mean, it was a little back and forth, some physicality. Like, I'm going to play this play. I'm going to run this down your throat. I'm going to run this play. But ultimately, it was one of those things where it was whoever made the least mistakes won that game. And the Buccaneers made the least mistakes. Tom Brady went out there, threw 2 touchdowns. I don't even know if he threw, but did he throw a pick? Let me see. No picks. Drew Brees threw 3 picks. 3 picks he threw. Jameis Winston had a touchdown. Drew Brees had a passing touchdown. Alvin Kamara stifled again. I don't know what happened to Alvin Kamara the last few games. I mean, I just don't. Let me take a look here. Not since Christmas. He blew up in Christmas. Let me take a look here. I mean, that was a good game. 6 touchdowns, but then, that's when the last time he played. When he played the Bears, 23 carries for 99 yards, 1 touchdown. Those aren't Alvin Kamara numbers, really, to think. I mean, I don't know what it's been. It was that Christmas game. Let me see this here. He can pull up his numbers. Wow. I mean, honestly, he hasn't really rushed for 100, but he's caught. Yeah, he really hasn't been. He hasn't really blown it out the water, has he? Except for that Christmas game. Touchdowns, 1, 2. I mean, yeah. He really hasn't done that much all year, which is pretty crazy to think, from Alvin Kamara. But either way, I mean, this was a good game. I loved what I saw. Gronk played well. Brait played well. Let me see. I think the turning point in that game was Mike Evans even part of this. Mike Evans caught 1 pass for 3 yards. I mean, the ball was obviously spread out quite a bit, but I think it was the running game that helped him out a little bit. I mean, it was just really spread out. Everything was spread out. But it wasn't a ridiculously top-notch performance by either offense because the defense did a job. I mean, I think Drew Brees threw 2 pick sixes. I think the turning point was that fumble by Jared Cook, I think in the third quarter. That was a turning point because they ended up throwing a pick 6 the other way. Drew Brees threw a pick 6 the other way, and it was just downhill from there. I mean, you can't really come back from that. And they didn't, and they couldn't. I think he threw another interception after that. So a bad showing right there by Drew Brees. But it was still very high level, high competitive. I mean, it was a good game to watch. Very good game. I was very impressed. I didn't think this game was going to go the way it is because of how old these quarterbacks are, but they showed out. And it was a game of inches. It was a chess match. It was who's going to be the better quarterback, who's going to be the best coach. Bruce Arians and Tom Brady came out on top. Bruce Arians showed that he is a QB whisperer, mastermind, and now they're going on to Lambeau Field next Sunday to face Aaron Rodgers in the frozen tundra, as people would say. I wonder what the weather's going to be like. Let me take a look here while I pull it up here. Green Bay weather. I don't know why it said Saturday. I want it Sunday. Let me take a look here. It's supposed to be 28 degrees. I don't think it's going to be snow. It's still going to be cold, though. We'll see. Tom Brady's used to play in the cold, right? New England. But a lot of speculation on whether or not this is Drew Brees' last season. If it is Drew Brees' last season, where it all started right here, San Diego hat is off to you, brother. Because there's nobody, I don't think, that I can even think of, other than Tom Brady, other than Peyton Manning, that did it the right way. There's not a whole lot of people that have done it the right way. And he serves as a role model, just somebody to look up to in this league. I mean, anyone you can learn. I mean, anyone can learn from Drew Brees. I mean, he went to San Diego, came out, started firing, then got hurt, and they were like, well, we got to do away with you. We're going to take you to New Orleans, and then just turned it around. I mean, let me go ahead and try to read off his accomplishments here, okay? Because this is going to take another 5 minutes. Super Bowl champion, 54? Is that what it was? No. What the hell is that? 40. I am so stupid. 40 something. I'm not even gonna. 2009. Is that right? Yeah, probably 2000. Yeah, 44. I haven't read Roman numerals in a while. Super Bowl champion, 44. Super Bowl MVP. 2-time NFL Offensive Player of the Year. Walter Payton, NFL Man of the Year. Great accomplishment. Obviously very well deserved. NFL Comeback Player of the Year in 2014. First Team All-Pro in 2006. He made it once, first team All-Pro. So that's the kind of depth they've had to be put up to since he's been in the league. The type of people he's had to play with. I mean, there's Tom Brady. I mean, Peyton Manning. I mean, God, look how lucky we are. We have Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, 3 of the top 5 quarterbacks to ever play the game. Easily top 5. Let me keep going here. 4-time second All-Pro. Okay. 13-time Pro Bowler. 7-time NFL passing yards leader, 4-time NFL passing touchdowns leader, 2-time NFL passer rating leader, 6-time NFL completion percentage leader, ridiculous, and Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year, Associated Press Male Athlete of the Year, Burt Bell Award, Art Rooney Award, Bart Starr Award, 2-time Best Record-Breaking Performance SB Award winner, Maxwell Award, Chicago Tribune Silver Football, and 2-time Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year. Obviously at Purdue. Boilermakers. But here's the records he holds. Records. Most career passing yards. Well, I think it was just obliterated. I think Tom Brady just passed him. Most career pass completions. Highest single season completions percentage was 74.4. Most consecutive games with a touchdown pass. Most pass completions in a season. Most 5,000 passing yard season. Highest completion percentage in a game, 96.7%. Most touchdown passes in a game. That's tied. I think that one's with Tom Brady or with Peyton Manning, right? Where's it at here? Is this 7 touchdowns? A lot of people do it. 8 people do it. Drew Brees, Nick Foles did it. Peyton Manning, Joe Cap, Y.A. Tittle, George Blanda, Adrian Burke, Sid Luckman. Old school. A lot of old school. I mean, I could keep going on and on, but I'm not going to because we're on a time crunch. But, I mean, you talk about a guy who did it right. Not to mention that time, and this is where my respect for Drew Brees kicked in. I mean, he's going into contract year. Everything was like probably just a few years ago. He's going into contract year, and they're like, most people will say, hold out. Don't go to training camp. Don't do this. And he said, nope, I'm going to training camp. I got to play. That's the type of competitiveness that wins you championships. That's what wins Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees championships. Instead, we get people like Le'Veon Bell and stuff like that. They want to hold out for what? You didn't even get the money you asked for. But someone like Drew Brees is like, listen, I'm going to play. I know what I'm worth. I want to show you what I'm worth. I'm going to keep working hard for it. And that's exactly what he did. That's exactly what he did. And he got paid. And he's going to ride off into the sunset. Imagine this, okay? We talk about Drew Brees. Drew Brees probably has a commentating job set up somewhere. Maybe CBS, maybe Fox. Let's take a look at this. Commentating job or analyst job. You got Tony Romo, CBS. Let's say Sunday night they replace Chris Collinsworth with Drew Brees. Then it's Monday night, you're like, I want to watch Monday Night Football. Boom. Peyton Manning comes on. I mean, Jesus. Yeah, how clear you can get. I love watching Tony Romo. I would love to watch Drew Brees. Definitely would love to listen to Peyton Manning in that booth. I mean, dude, Tony Romo. That's why Tony Romo's getting paid, because Peyton Manning was getting asked this at ESPN. They're like, no, we want to keep, or, Tony Romo's going to go here, blah, blah, blah. That's why Tony Romo's getting paid. It doesn't matter. Tony Romo's getting paid. Drew Brees is going to get paid. I want Peyton Manning out there. But what I'm kind of bothers me with, we have to wait 5 years to put him in the Hall of Fame. I mean, did you guys listen to me just 2 seconds ago? Put him in right now. There doesn't have to be a 5-year window. Just put him in. Peyton Manning, Al Wilson, throw him in there. Throw him in the mix. Just might as well throw him in there right now. There's no need to wait 5 years. I mean, it's going to be unanimous, first ballot, Hall of Famer, blah, blah, blah. This ain't baseball. This is football, damn it. And he deserves to be in there right now. Very well. I mean, a great career. A great dude. Never met him, but obviously you could just tell. You could just tell. Great dude. And deserves anything comes his way. You can tell by his family. His family are good people. Looks like his kids. Did you see the videos and pictures of Tom Brady mingling with Drew Brees after the game? And Tom Brady's throwing passes to his kids. And you can tell it's just a good family. A good family. Good dude. I hope it works out for him. But you could tell. I think it was his last season. Just the way he was talking to Jameis Winston. The way he's looking around the field after he's running off. Great career. Nothing to be ashamed of. And I'm very thrilled that I got to be here for this. Watch this type of thing. Watch Drew Brees do his damn thing. Really cool. Not to mention watching Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. I mean, I got to watch Elway. That shows how old I am. Elway, Marino, Kelly, Montana. I mean, those are the people you get thrown in the mix with. But hats off to Drew Brees. And the Final Four are set. So it'll be Packers versus Buccaneers, and then the Chiefs versus Bills. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to have to take a look. I'm going to go back to see if I picked. I want to say I picked the Packers and the Chiefs. I'm going to go back and look, and if I did, I'm slapping all of you on everything. I'm slapping everybody in the face because I'm Nostradamus. We're going to see what happens. But the individual performances did not stop there. They don't stop here. Because on Saturday, hold on. On Saturday, I don't know what I saw. I saw the best individual performance I've ever seen in a cage by Max Holloway. Calvin Cater versus Max Holloway. And if you guys listen to the last podcast, which you should, because I'm Nostradamus and I'm smarter than you guys, I said that first round is going to be what dictates the rest of the matches. I was looking at something. Dictates the rest of the rounds. Because we all knew Calvin Cater was tough. And I also said that this was going to be fight of the year already. So let me just go and read these numbers off to you, okay? Significant strikes landed. The previous record, 290. Max Holloway, 445. Significant strikes. Shattered it by 155. Significant strike attempts. The previous record, 515. Max Holloway, 744. 229 more. Just ridiculous. Distance strikes landed, whatever that means. Previous record, 281. Max Holloway, 439. Significant head strikes landed. Previous, 244. Max Holloway, 274. That's not a good one for Calvin Cater. Significant body strikes landed. 92. Previous. Max Holloway's 117. You thought I was done, right? No, I'm not. Significant strikes landed in a round. 134. Previous is the record. 141 landed by Max Holloway. In a round, 141. Total strikes landed, 361. Max Holloway, 447. Total strikes attempted, 541. Max Holloway, 746. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Broke 8 records in one fight. Now, on one part, Max Holloway made this one the best fight so far in 2020. The second part was Calvin Kattar's goal. Just the guy has balls of steel. Just eats clam chowder, lobster rolls. Sweats the Red Sox, the Patriots, and probably has, I don't know, Irish mafia in his blood because so many people would have gone down on it. Did you guys see what happened to T-City? Dude, T-City was just done. I mean, he couldn't continue. I mean, Calvin Kattar, I don't know what, the guy he was fighting back. He was still fighting back. And not to mention, at one point, Max Holloway hit Calvin Kattar with a no-look punch and then a no-look 5-punch dodge from Calvin. He dodged Calvin Kattar's 5-piece combo without looking and talking to the commentary. I've never, in my years, it's a lot of them, seen anything like that. I couldn't believe it. Never. No one's done that. No one has looked that good ever. Not Conor McGregor, not even Khabib Nurmagomedov. As dominant he's been. I mean, that was on another level. Not even John Jones, Anderson Silva. I mean, Anderson Silva did pretty good at that one against Forrest Griffin, but it wasn't it was Forrest Griffin. And Forrest Griffin kind of was like lumbering. This is Calvin Kattar. Calvin Kattar's a beast at boxing. And Max Holloway jumped in him early, just like I said. What would happen if the first round happened the way it was supposed to happen? If Max Holloway jumped on him in that first round, that was going to change the way the fight looked. And that's exactly what happened. Why? Because I'm Nostradamus and I'm smarter than you. But, I mean, I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe what I saw from Max Holloway. Blessed Holloway. And then, after the fight, he's like, hey, I'm staying here till next week. If something pops off, I'm jumping in the main event. I don't care. Dude, I tell you, man, there's some people just built different for the fight game. Max Holloway is one of them. Good dude, good father, good family man, video gamer, and probably one of the best fighters in the world. I mean, let me take a look. Let me pop up his, because I didn't even have it up and I wasn't going to talk about it, but let me show you who he's fought, okay? Because, I pulled up Anthony Pettis has fought Dustin Poirier. He's fought Cowboy Cerrone a couple times. Rafael Dos Anjos. He's fought Gilbert Melendez. On and on and on. But Max Holloway, this is the type of people who's fought and beaten too, by the way. Where's it at? Let's see here. Frankie Edgar beat Frankie Edgar. Brian Ortega. He lost to Dustin Poirier. That was a decision. Beat Jose Aldo for the championship twice, and beat Anthony Pettis, beat Ricardo Lamas, Jeremy Stevens, Charlie Oliveira. He beat Charlie Oliveira, who's on an 8 fight win streak right now. Beat Cub Swanson, submitted him. Beat Cole Miller, used to be pretty tough back in the day. Kurasani, Collard, Andre Fili, and Will Chope. Before that, he lost to Conor McGregor and Dennis Bermudez. By the way, Conor McGregor, that was different. Conor McGregor won that fight with the torn ACL, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was that one. But that was 2014. Then he goes on to win. His first loss was 2019 to Dustin Poirier, which, by the way, was for the lightweight championship, not the featherweight championship. And then he beat Frankie Edgar for the featherweight championship. So this just solidified why he's probably the best featherweight you've ever seen. I used to say Jose Aldo was, but after I see what Max Holloway did, there's no debate. No debate. Just no debate whatsoever. Max Holloway's a beast. Monstro. He's the new El Cucuy. It was crazy, man. I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I watched. And I'm just sitting there like, dude, he came out possessed. I've never seen anyone come out that way. And then stick it for 5 rounds. And not to mention, we also had Carlos Condit and Matt Brown on the card. And Carlos Condit and Matt Brown delivered a good fight. Carlos Condit came out on top. I thought he won the fight. Split decision, 2-1. Great fight. See what's next for Carlos Condit. Maybe Vicente Luque. Fight of the night was the heavyweights, like I said it would be. Besides Max Holloway, I don't know if that was it was a heavyweight. Justin Tafa versus Carlos Felipe. bangers. I mean, these guys are swinging, big boys too. Couldn't believe they didn't knock each other out. A lot of the other fights weren't that good. I mean, I tried to watch them. I was watching football at the same time. Joaquin Buckley got buckled by DiCirico. What's his name? No. Oh yeah, the Hawaiian. What is it? Punahele Soriano, and then Li Jing Lang knocked out Ponzinibbio. Those are sick. Ponzinibbio got knocked out cold. Buckley got knocked out vicious, and Soriano's vicious too. I mean, I like that dude at middleweight. I mean, you might even see middleweight. Let's see here. Who's that middleweight? I mean, there's a champion. Maybe Chris Weidman. We'll see what happens at middleweight. But I just couldn't get over Max Holloway. I mean, there's not much to say, really. Max Holloway is the best ever. Calvin Kattar is probably the toughest chin you ever seen. Dude, he took some beatdowns. And he recovered. Every round he came back. Left the round smiling. Came back and, tried to bang. Just couldn't do it. Max Holloway just one step ahead. Very well conditioned. Doesn't spar anymore, so that could be a lot to it too. Doesn't spar. So that's what a lot of fighters, that's what takes those years off your head, off your dome, is that sparring. Because even with the headgear, it's still, you're still getting your head rung a couple times, Man. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, go to Sports Plus Life on Instagram and go check it out. I have the highlight up there of him doing the no look bangers, and it's on ABC. You might be able to look at it on demand somewhere. I'm gonna go rewatch it again. It was that freaking crazy. But this week, ending out, it's fight week, so we also have Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier, which we'll go over in the next episode. That'll be on Saturday, and then this week on Wednesday, early. Oh, it's early. Look at 10 o'clock. You see that? Hold on, what's this? It's 7. So it starts early on Wednesday. Holy shit, I'm glad I saw that. Let me take a look at the prelims here because I didn't do my homework. Uncle Edgar did not do his homework. Uncle Edgar was babysitting all weekend. I'm excited. I got to see my baby girl. Got to see her. We're cool. We're chilling. Take a look here. Or Nurmagomedov. There's Nurmagomedov on the card. You know how that goes. Versus Mrazov, another Russian. So you see two Russians going at it. Mason Jones versus Mike Davis. Another fight to look out for. Francisco Figueiredo. I think that's Davison Figueiredo's brother. Versus Jerome Rivera. That's going to be another banger. Marcus Perez versus Dacha Lungi Moila. That's a good card. Anytime you see Marcus Perez on the card, you better watch it. Ricky Simon versus Gaetano Priello. Ricky Simon always brings a smoke. Tom Brees versus Omari Akhmedov. That's going to be a good fight. I'm taking Akhmedov. The main card. Pretty good names. Leon Murphy versus Douglas Silva de Andrade. And Matthew Snell versus Tyson M. You want to see flyweights bang? That's the one. Danger Schnell versus Tyson M. Smoke sesh. Just straight. Early in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning. Don't forget. Roxanne Modafferi. What is it? The Gentle Ninja? What's her name? What do they call her? Something ninja. Something samurai. Something nice. She's a nice girl. Versus Araujo. And then Vinicius Morella versus Ike Villanueva. Light heavyweight. Worley Alves, Monir Lassez, and then, of course, the Michael Chiesa versus Neil Magny main event. What was the original main event? I think it was Kevin Holland, right? No. It was Hazmat and Leon Edwards. Damn it. But Michael Chiesa versus Neil Magny. This is going to be one of those chess matches, too. Because it might not be exciting. I'll be honest with you. It might not be exciting. Because as good as these guys are, they're high level. They're tough dudes as well. We'll see. We'll see what happens because Michael Chiesa can bring a good fight, but he loves to grapple, and he makes the fight very boring. Neil Magny can make the fight very interesting, but loves to grapple, makes the fight boring. That's what you're in for. That's what you're looking for, straight up. But I'll break it down. Watch for me on sportsbetteradvice.com. I'll make my picks, sportsbetteradvice.com, and I'm going to make my picks. I'll have to come out and do them tomorrow. By the time this is out, you'll see them, probably. So sportsbetteradvice.com. That's it. That's all I have, man. That's all. It was, You see me took a couple of drinks of water. Like, it was a lot to talk about, a lot to digest what happened this weekend. I didn't even talk about NFL. I didn't even talk about NBA. A bunch of football going on, soccer going on. By the way, something did happen this weekend, and I'm going to end it like this. One of my favorite players to ever play the game, Wayne Rooney, has retired because he's now been appointed the manager of Derby County in the Championship League, I think is what it is, right in the Premier League. Wayne Rooney, Manchester United legend, started his career at Everton at 16 years old, as a young professional, 16 years old, and then ended up getting bought by Manchester United, and just a legend. I mean, Manchester United is where he became a legend. Captain, goal scorer, one of the best goal scorers in the Premier League. I mean, he probably has the best goal I've ever seen in my life, is the overhead kick over Manchester City. And I'll never forget, it was like 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning. And he just winds up, cranks it, Nani, or skulls, Nani swings it into Rooney. Oh, how? I mean, it was just boom. I mean, I'm going to put it up. I'm going to put it up this week on Instagram. But it's like, and I remember yelling, because with my roommate Mo, shout out to Papa, and it's like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just yelling. I couldn't believe it. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm sorry, dude. But I had the pleasure of watching him play here against AS Roma in Denver. I saw him score a goal. I was very fortunate. I mean, that's a very fortunate time. I mean, because I'm a big Manchester United guy. I've never been to Theater Dreams. Hopefully, when all this shit clears up, I'll be able to. One way or another, I'll get hustled over there. I'll hustle my way over there. Maybe I'll be stowed away in like old school and like a plane wheel or something like that. We'll see. But shout out to Wayne Rooney for retirement. Best English player ever. I mean, you talk about people like Michael Owen. You talk about people like, I don't even know. When you talk about English players, like Alan Shearer, you have to mention Wayne Rooney. Obviously. So, Wowza, thank you very much for the memories. I hope we don't see you in an FA Cup or anything like that. But that's it. That's all I got. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Follow me on Sports Plus Life, Instagram and Twitter. MRAKACO, Instagram and Twitter. YouTube.com/SportsPlusLife. And that's it. Holla at your boy. Hit all the bells. Take care of yourselves. I love you guys. And I will catch you guys on the Sports Plus Life podcast, episode number 85.